Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Who We Ooed, an unofficial Doctor Who watch along podcast. My name is Ben, and I'm here with my co-host Cam. How you doing today, Cam?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Can't complain. Nothing too big happened. I rewatched Alien Covenant. I'm still in the camp that thinks that Alien Covenant is a good movie. I think it's even a great movie. I love Alien Covenant, man.
Mhm.
But you still haven't seen any of them.
No,
One day,
intentionally.
Ben, you gotta get to them. I know you don't like body horror,
Yes,
but they're great movies. You would definitely love Aliens.
perhaps one day. No promises. Just yeah. The
You just have to
whole
skip the chest burster scenes.
I know when we had the Alien Romulus trailer running, I just don't think I like it. Alien
This thing
Just
growing
the
inside your
"There's
tummy.
something inside me," and you hear the crunching of the bones and something slithering in the gut, and it's ugh,
You only
no.
like it when it comes out and sings.
I don't want it in there to begin with.
Do you understand the reference?
No.
It's Spaceballs. They got John Hurt, Doctor Who star John Hurt, back because he's the guy that dies in the first Alien movie. They got him back in Spaceballs at the end. I believe it's the ending. It could either be the ending or the beginning. I think maybe it's one or the other. And he's like, "Oh God, not again!" And he has the chest burster, and it just comes out and it starts singing.
I see. It's been a while since I saw that.
But anyways, talking about John Hurt, Ben.
Today, we are discussing Logopolis. It's time
Shit.
for it.
I
It's the
watched Day of
end.
the Doctor instead. I thought we were covering that. That's why I had this John Hurt segue. This is
Oh,
all
no.
completely gone wrong.
But, yeah, this is it. This is the last 4th Doctor episode after a year, just over a year of talking about him, I think. Let me double check, fact check.
Well, yeah, we looked this up the other day. Yeah, it's been almost over a year.
That was the date for, like, the retrospect no, yeah, no.
It'd be similar.
Retrospective is that's gonna put us into November, so this is
Yeah,
coming out in October. How's it feel, Cam?
it feels weird because it's like, of course, he's the goat. He's the OG. He's the definitive article, you might say.
End of an era.
And I never seen Logopolis, so this was one of the biggest like check marks in my
Even,
Doctor
like,
Who.
the regeneration scene?
Oh, no, of course, I've seen that millions of times.
Just not the full story.
Of course, as a kid, I would just watch the Regeneration compilation on YouTube millions of times, but, like,
Did it
I
have
never seen the actual
the
story.
lead up to it or just him on the ground?
Just him on the ground, maybe, like, like, be him on the cable and having the die doctor die and, all that stuff.
This was broadcast February 28th to March 21st, 1981 on BBC One. This was written by Christopher H. Bidmead.
Yes, and we have to point out that as of the recording, we're recording this pretty early because we kinda watched season 18 very quickly for us. He died just a couple of days ago. At least the announcement of his death came out a couple of weeks ago. He seemed like he died earlier in August.
Mhm.
So yeah, shout out to Christopher H. Bermia. There's a Stephen Moffat wrote a pretty good post about his death. It says basically something along the lines of, even though he's very famous for bringing like science fiction in Doctor Who, he was also really good at bringing out fantasy, like
Mhm.
that science fiction fantasy element to the show, which I think I agree with Stephen Moffat on that one. That when you go back to this era, like yeah, like the science fiction stuff is present, but also like there's a lot of fantasy stuff, even in Logopolis. Like it's not just all hot science fiction, Ben?
For sure. Yeah, he other than Logopolis writes Castrovalva, uh, which this leads right into, I'm assuming, next season, and Frontios in season 21. And this was directed by Peter Grimwade, who's been a production assistant for a while. Previously directed Legopolis. Will go on to do. Uh, is it Kinda or Kinda?
Tinda.
Kinda, and of course the big one Urshaw. And he's also, I guess, a writer for a couple. Fifth Doctor as well.
Time Flight and Planet of Fire. Oh God. Not the greatest writer.
and Modern Undead.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one or heard anything about that one that like too much. So we'll see how that one is.
So, Cam,
Oh, something before we get into our thoughts, I just want to point out the viewing figures. I found it really strange that for pot four, Tom Baker's Regeneration, it only drew 6.1 million people, which when you compare it just last season, he got like 16, 17 million people. It shows you how much the general public just stopped caring about Doctor Who and this how brutal this time slot was. The competition with like the foreign exports like Buck Rogers.
mhm.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of competition at this point.
so like 6.1 for the longest running, most iconic Doctor for his last episode is honestly kind of strange. I did
I
look
mean,
ahead, and that does change because they remember going forward. They do change it to being a weekly slot. So this is the end for a while. The Saturday time slot.
yeah, it could maybe it's I mean, I don't know how it was kinda advertised in, like, Radio Times or whatever. It might have not have been known, like, "Oh, you won't wanna miss this one, folks.
Or
This
no,
is."
no, the big publicity behind that this was the end and that Peter Davison was coming in.
Oh, really? It
Oh
was
yeah,
Peter Davison was already known
oh
before
yeah,
this episode aired?
yeah. Yeah, and he was famous. Like he was in a big show before being the Doctor.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I don't know then. Big drop off I can see of, 2,000,000 between part 2 and part 3.
Yeah.
I guess people did not care for the cliffhanger of the TARDIS shrinking. Uh, but what did you think of Logopolis, Cam, after seeing it in full for the first time?
Okay, I know that some people love this story. I didn't love it. I I enjoyed it. I liked my time watching Logopolis. Oh yeah, what else to say about Logopolis except for I like it. I like that it does feel like a finale. It feels like Tom is ending, and it feels like also there is a it feels like an ending and a beginning at the same time because we are get introduced with to Tegan as well as we get Nyssa back in the fray.
The
Uh,
Master.
and the master, we get the master in full this time with Anthony Ainley's master. It seems like this is starting to get into like the beginning of the Fifth Doctor's era before we even get introduced to Peter Davison. But at the same time, it's the end of Tom, and there's always that forebodingness of he's going to die and leave the show with the Watcher being in the background of the story. I think that it does do a good job with the pacing for the majority of it. I think that sometimes the pacing, I think thought the pacing kind of suffered a little bit once we got to Logopolis, and in that in between state of Logopolis and Earth. I feel like maybe if they went to like Earth like halfway through Pot Four instead of like a quarter through Pot Four, or like just going to Earth being a fifth pot of the story, it just felt really rushed towards the end of the story. Personally, and yeah, I think this is a fine introduction of Tegan as a companion. What did you think of it, Ben?
Sounds like I like it more than you. I think it's pretty good. Very, I would say, consistent with the rest of season 8, where it's another kind of high concept, deep world building, continuing this theme of entropy. I think it's great that the master's here in full for real. Uh, I liked Tegan quite a bit. Um, I think there it could definitely be tightened a little bit, but I think overall, just the mystery of the Watcher and the suspense of the Master, and it's the end of the universe. I was fully engaged all the way through, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the end of it, really good.
Oh yeah, the Regeneration season is fantastic.
Do you want to talk about that first, or do we need to work ourselves up
Oh
to it?
no, well, let's work ourselves through that. Let's not spoil dinner with the dessert, Ben.
Well, then the other big thing. What do you think about the Master as played by Anthony Ainley? Got just a tiny bit at the end of Draken, but he's here for
Yeah,
real.
I like him. I wish that he was more in this story. Like, there's a first half of the story is just him just shrinking
It's just
people and laughing.
yeah, it's mostly just the TARDIS teleporting around too. and
Yeah.
them finding the dolls.
I
But
always
once he's
liked
here,
Anthony Ainley as the master. He definitely is. He's definitely similar to Delgado, but I would say where Delgado is right on that line between camp and like serious acting. I feel like much more Anthony Ainley is in the camp category, where like it's extremely campy and over the top. And there's sometimes where I can get down with that over the topness about his master and how goofy his master is and how he's just pure evil. That's the best way to describe Anthony Ainley's Doctor.
I would say for me, I mean, I like him. He's definitely closer to Delgado than either the Decade Masters were.
Oh yeah,
But like Jeffrey Beavers, he's missing uh, the gravitas. I would say he needs a little more oomph. I thought he was kind of a little bit muted. He felt a little too calm, a little too collected. I wanted to laugh maniacally and say, "Hey, this is the end, Doctor. You've met your match." That just I felt like it was a little bit underwhelming. Maybe that's just me.
I feel that, but I don't think that's Anthony Ainley's fault in this portrayal of the Master. It's more just the story structure doesn't really have the Master in it that much. Just
Yeah,
because like he's only gets introduced to it in full in part four, really. Like in part three, he's in it for like a couple of scenes, but like it's mostly just being like, "Hi, Nyssa, I'm your dad. Still wear this bracelet."
yeah,
Like that, and then he's gone for the majority of the story until we get to part four.
yeah. I mean, and I'm okay with a little bit of a different interpretation um, of the character. I probably just need to get used to it as we go through the seasons here. I look
Also, just see
forward
more of
to
him.
how I look forward to more of him. Speaking of Tremas, what did you think Nissa comes in at like the towards the end of part 2? I guess does the Watcher drop her off or does like he says there's a friend of the doctor's dropped me off. He's
Yeah,
around here. Does
it's the
which I
Watcher.
thought that was is it the Watcher?
Yeah, it's the Watcher brought her.
So Nissa is promoted fully for real to a companion. How do you
Yeah,
feel about her in this story and her how do you think she will be as a companion?
I don't have that much to say about her because she's not really in the story that much, which is part of the problem of being a four-parter and only and having three companions they have to go back and forth with. She's just kind of in a really similar camp to Adric of just, oh, she's the smart one and she's gonna say things that's smart, and really that's it. And then she's also gonna be sad that her dad is no longer. She didn't really comprehend. There was not really a scene where she was like, "Oh my god, the master stole my father's like face and body," and like, "Oh my god, my father, my." She just found out her father's dead, let
Yeah.
alone that the father took her body. Like, there's not that much there that like they don't play that for the drama as you would imagine, maybe in a modern storytelling way.
I thought her performance when she finds out that Trocken is gone though was pretty good.
Yes, no, that was a good moment when she was like, "Oh my god, I lost my stepmom, my dad, and my planet."
It's all gone. So she has some good moments. Some of the stuff with her being controlled by the master, kind
Yeah,
of. I'm not 100% sold on having two smart
whiz kids.
kids. I mean, or they need to figure out kind of what her niche is. Maybe she's the screamer, and Tegan can be the rational one. I don't know. Or maybe it's the inverse. The kid is cool, calm, and collected, and Tegan's running around like a chicken with her head cut off. I don't know.
But she's that for majority of the story, man.
Tegan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but Nissa seems maybe promising. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
It's
see.
hard to.
There's not. Yeah.
come to a decision based on half of a story with her as a companion.
Yeah, half of her story where there's also two other companions, one they have to set up entirely.
Yes. So let's talk about her, Tegan. We get like part one, I'd say like 60% of that is just Tegan with
And
her arm.
bro, I don't know if you know this, but she loves planes. She loves them.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on planes, Ben, in the aircrafts?
Oh, they go in the air through the sky
There's
from
that
point A
moment
to
that
B.
really struck out to me was when she was like, when the car breaks down, she's like, "Oh, this is why air travel and planes are better." It's like, what are you talking about, Tegan? Like, I don't think I ever met somebody that was that passionate about like flying. Is this just how life was before 9/11, Beth?
I
Were you
don't
not
know,
terrified of planes?
but I like her. I think, she seems like, I mean, she's definitely understandably confused and scared. But she seems like, you know, a strong, independent woman, go getter. I'm gonna fix this damn car myself. I'm not gonna get scammed by some guy at the garage. She's willing to take her fate in her own hands and be brave, press forward in the danger. She doesn't stay in the TARDIS. She goes out and she finds a doctor and helps. So yeah, I think she's promising, likable. I don't know if she'll be no Sarah Jane, but we'll see.
But like, there's also that thing of just like not to too much into the future, but like she stays on for majority of Davison's run.
Yeah,
So she's kind of is his companion. So we're gonna be getting a lot more of her. So we're gonna be able to talk to her more in depth by the time that we get to the end of Peter's run. So it's hard to say at the moment. But at the moment, what we get over this episode, there's some good stuff there, but there's also some stuff that I'm like, okay, come on. Like she just gets stuck in that TARDIS, and she's just like oh, she gets so fed up or just like being lost in this maze. I felt like also one of my major complaints with Tegan is that she is not like phased at all about what happened to her. There's not a big moment where she's like, I'm going insane or what the fuck's happening. She takes it all up front. She's just like, well, I guess I got stuck. I opened this police box. I got stuck. Now I'm on this alien planet that has a bunch of mathematicians. And now I'm gonna help this guy called the doctor. Let's go. She just like no, there's not a little bit of like, am I on drugs? Am I high? Am I going insane? What the hell is happening? What did you do to me? Like there's nothing like that. It's just like she just takes it up front and she's just like, you know what? I fuck with this guy.
I mean, she's definitely like turn this damn thing around and take me home. But she does take it in stride. That the reality of the situation with not much skepticism. Although I guess she does think she's on like a plane.
Yeah, she's always like
It's
this
like,
ship.
Where's the captain?" But speaking of the TARDIS, we get a much expanded look of the corridors and room of the TARDIS, uh, that we haven't had as deep of a look since the invasion of time. How do you feel about this new and improved? Is it improved TARDIS?
Oh, it's way improved over Invasion of Time. It's not like just a museum, not a museum, a hospital that were able to get access to because the studio filming was restricted that week.
It's like
So
a
like that was
real
improvement.
set with rooms and corridors, and
Roundels.
we see. Is it this episode we see Romana's room again? Who's
Yeah,
like,
we
"Oh,
also see
Romana,"
Ramazan again this episode. We saw it before, but this is
and
the
like
second
Tegan
time we
finds
saw it.
it.
Yeah, I think there's a scene with Tom and Adric as well.
Yeah, yeah. They're walking around it, talking about like how the entropy is getting to the TARDIS. And they need to go and fix the chameleon circuit to get it up to tip top shape.
Also, this is the first time we get to see the cloister room and cloister
What's the
bells.
Yeah, the cloister bell. Is that a recurring thing?
Yeah, not so much the cloister room. We get the cloister room again in the TV movie. Look forward to that, Ben. Um,
Is Was there a particular room in
yeah, it's like that
this
room
episode?
that's like a foyer. I think that's how you. I think that's what a foyer is.
Oh, okay. I understand.
That's not what a
I
foyer is. I don't know
see
what
the
that is. I don't know what the
room.
cloister room is supposed to be, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, seemed like a courtyard kind of thing,
Yeah, courtyard.
like
It's
outdoor
that's
but
what it looks like.
indoors, an outdoor
Yeah.
courtyard but indoors. Um, yeah, it's a good location.
What do you think of the cloister
Much
bells?
uh interesting. It seemed unclear as to who is ringing them. Is it Gallifrey or the TARDIS,
Oh no, it's the
or
TARDIS.
the TARDIS is ringing the
Yeah,
bells saying danger, danger.
yeah. Which you get a lot more in the new series when it's like, oh shit's going down, Ben. The cloister bells are going off. That's when you know it's like real shit's happening.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah. Much,
It's a great
much
sound effect
better.
as well. Like the new series just like completely just uses the same sound effect of the bah, bah.
Hmm.
You know, I just did it perfectly, man.
It was vivid. What about the further explanation of the chameleon circuit there? We get with a little punch it in to the computer and we get a little vector diagram.
See, I don't like that. I like the idea that the chameleon circuit is kind of like random and you don't know what you're gonna get, and it's just like, oh shit, the TARDIS picked out this thing.
Yeah, it's like the TARDIS itself chooses and to disguise itself. That makes
Like you
more
pocket
sense.
in an alleyway, and it's just gonna be like a fucking garbage truck, not garbage truck, but like a garbage. Just, what do you call it? Why am I having a blank on it?
Can?
Not a can, like
Dumpster?
bin. Yeah, dumpster. It's just gonna disguise itself as a dumpster. Like, you know, you pocket in like a forest, and it's gonna be a tree.
Mhm.
As in, like, oh shit, the doctor now has to make a tree in this computer. I'm gonna draw it, and I have to remember to add a door into the tree. Like,
Yeah. Wow. What about Adric here to round
Adric's
off the
Adric.
last of the companions? He is Adric. I don't know. This was one. He first off, he really demonstrates he has an intimate knowledge of the TARDIS at this point. Like he kind of knew a little bit last one. He's like, oh, flip the. I need to check the gaggle index. Yep. Okay, that's I have to go under here and look here. Oh, yep. He's like,
But
he knows everything at this point.
he's a boy genius, Ben.
Um, I don't know, but this story, it's like a metronome where he's just flipping back and forth between annoying and likable and helpful, just back and forth, and I couldn't decide.
You know what I couldn't decide on, Ben? That Tom hates him. You can just tell in the performance that he's just like can't stand
Yes.
this kid. And like, there's a moment where he's like at towards the end when he's telling them all to like stay put. Oh no, he's like going into the TARDIS. I'm gonna work with the master. And like he really screams at Adric. Like he really wants to like go in there, Adric.
Oh, Tom. Let's talk about Tom. He uses his emotions in the role. Um, I thought there was a couple moments where I straight up seemed he seemed unenthusiastic and it didn't really fit. Uh, but a lot of it I felt, even again, even a half-assing Tom Baker is still pretty good. The more kind of muted, more serious performance kind of works here, especially for someone who really feels his impending demise right around the corner.
Oh yeah, I'm with the Watcher,
With the
knowing that like
Watcher giving him some anxiety, like
yeah,
it's gonna happen, and there's nothing I
like
could do.
it's around the corner. Death is staring at me.
So it kind of works.
Yeah. But like I don't know. I find it disappointing that it's like he's just such an actor that just if he does is not interested, he's just not interested. And you can just tell in all of season 18, but I feel like in this one in particular, you can tell that he's clocked out. He's ready to be done with this.
Is this the last filmed story? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
last one in production order. So this is it for him. I think he was
Yeah, I
ready
was
to
listening
just go to the
to
pub.
because of Christopher H. Bidmead's death, Big Finish is doing a season 18 sale. I was gonna tell you about this that you should get it, Ben.
Oh yeah, I got a
Uh
notification earlier today.
for $6, there's the audiobook for John Nathan Turner's memoirs that he reads himself.
Hmm.
So I was listening to that. I highly recommend getting it, Ben. Especially now that we're going to be in the John Nathan Turner's era. What my goal is going to be listening to it in order of the episodes.
Does
So
he
just
go
listen to it
episode
when
by
we get.
episode?
Yeah, he does literally episode by episode. So like it's starting from like his production assistant episodes, and then he goes to doing the ones where he was like the production manager, I think it was, or whatever it was before he was producer for the Grand Williams era. So he does literally goes episode by episode. It's really fun to listen to.
Interesting.
But he said in that Tom they threw BBC Enterprises threw a party for Tom. Tom went to that, but Tom did not stay for the rap party. Like there was a rap party, and Tom did not go to that one.
Poor Tom.
Well, not poor Tom. He was dumb. He knew that the new era was coming in. John Nathan Turner was coming in with ideas that he wasn't fully on board on. There was a direction that wasn't there was a vision that he didn't really see eye to eye with. And I think it was the best for the show for him to leave. I don't know if the show would still be on if he stayed on for another season.
Really?
Yeah, because this
Were
was his
there
time. Like
canceled season Tom Baker season 19 plans?
I don't
Lost
think so.
stories.
I think he gave them enough heads up that like they knew that like he was gonna
I think I
leave.
saw somewhere like in like the second one production order he said, "I'm done. This is it."
Yeah, I just literally, like I said, just listened to the memoir up to this point. I think I forget what story it was, but it was either like I think it was like Meglos or Leisure Hive, where he was like, no, it wasn't Leisure Hive. I think it was Meglos. So he was like, I'm done with this. Have fun.
What do you think about the Watcher
I like
as a
the Watcher.
concept?
I don't even like the Watcher as a concept. I love the Watcher as a concept. So I love the Doctor staring at death throughout the episode, and just with that reminder that my end is come. Like that shit's so cool. I love surrealist imagery like that. I love the Watcher being that. I don't love it when the Watcher is like doing things in the plot. That's where I'm like,
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I more like it when he's just standing there.
Yeah, hey, let me grab Adric and get him out of there so you guys can focus.
Yeah.
I'd
Let me
rather
get
him
Nyssa
just
here. Nyssa needs
watch
to
from
be here.
afar.
Yeah, he should just been always in the background, just keep on following Tom Baker. And Tom's just like, I can't get away from him. And like that would have been cool.
Yeah, but still very mysterious and creepy. Was it clear to you at the end there? Nissa says he was the doctor all along. But what does that mean? Is there like a intermediary step between 4 and 5 where he goes back in time and does that, or is that like I think I saw something like a theory that oh, that's the doctor if he didn't save the universe and entropy saved and he goes back in time. Like alternate timeline.
Ben, I think if Christopher H. Mead was here, he would just tell you, don't think about it too hard.
Or is
I
it
think that's
like
what it is. I think it's just
a
it,
future like 23rd doctor who goes back in time and is like, yeah, let me check these boxes for things I got to get done. Yeah, I got to
well,
grab
I think
Nissa.
I think if anything, it's probably the way I would probably interpret it, it's more like that is the afterlife of Tom Baker's doctor. So like when Tom Baker dies, that is what is left behind. So in a way, when Tom Baker dies, he does go back as the Watcher. So then when he comes into Tom is when he can.
And then they
That's when that's
re-merge.
when they merge, and that's when he regenerates, and then that's when how they create Peter Davison. That's how I would interpret it. Because remember, time he's a time lord, so his timeline is going to be weirder. That his angel in past his death, his angel or his soul is going to go backwards in time instead of going forwards through time.
On that note, what about the the regeneration scene going from starting at the point of like he's hanging on the line,
All right,
seeing
so
images of past
all right,
foes
no,
who
no,
wished.
you're going too far. You're going too far. Let's go to just. I don't really fully understand him being on the line and what the hell. Like the third act of this story, I kind of. I was watching it and I was paying attention to it, but like I really don't understand the full complexities of the third act and what the hell was happening. It was a little bit above my head, and I was like, okay, what is going on here? And all of a sudden, it's just like,
Mhm.
oh, the doctor, you got to go on this wire, and then he goes on the wire, and then he's just like, oh shit, I'm gonna fall. And then he falls and he dies. And then he regenerates. That's Tom Baker's death, Ben. Am I getting something
Right.
wrong here?
There's some missing pieces.
What's
You
the
know
missing
what they
pieces?
were trying to accomplish, right?
They were gonna like stop the master's plan.
Well, m- so they're teaming up.
Yeah, they teamed
They
up.
got this program
Yeah,
from the monitor
yeah,
that will stop the entropy.
yeah,
And they go and they are need to go to somewhere that has broadcasting equipment so they go to
yeah,
Earth. They have it, they're setting it up, it's broadcasting, and the master says, "Actually, fuck you. People of the universe, bow down to me
yeah,
or I'll stop this." Uh and Doctor says, "No, you're not going to have that power. I'm
yeah,
going to unplug it."
yeah. So he's
And
just like, I'm
but the
gonna.
master, he's like tilting the satellite dish and he
Hmm.
falls.
I don't know. I feel like they could have. Again, I would have liked it if maybe though there was a much more clear. Like
It's a little bit not quite clear.
it's like what's go? Why does he have to go on the wire? Like again, it's like that's stop the plant, but like that's such an easy like. I don't know. I'm just. Also, I hate that it's a real death.
Not a
Like I like it.
radiation death
I like
or
it. I like the
something.
radiation deaths, or I like the poison deaths, or like
Not
the
falling hundreds of feet and just having your body broken.
yeah. It's like that's a real death. Like that. There's something to that. That I'm like I don't know about that.
I think honestly, I wish he was a little bit more beat up. He was just kind of
Oh yeah.
chilling there.
And just wait, Ben. The new series. There's some times where the Doctor falls through like a spaceship that's like thousands of feet in the air, or no, not thousands of feet, but it's at least like 100 feet in the air, and he just fucking falls down, and like he's able to survive
I
it.
mean,
But here it's like a good
12 to 13 is a falling death, right?
no, but no, it's not. But
Is
she
it?
does fall. Literally, like I said, thousands of not thousands, but like hundreds of feet, and
So she
she's just
regenerates.
fine.
He regenerates and then she falls?
Yeah, the TARDIS that she says, "I don't like you anymore. You're a woman," and just kicks her out in
Damn.
mid-flight in the middle of the air, and she just survives. She's fine.
Okay.
And that's the interpretation of the scene. They don't explain it, but like that's the interpretation I always got from it. That she's like, the TARDIS doesn't understand why the Doctor's a woman, so they just kick her out.
Sexism,
Yeah.
misogyny. Not hashtag not my TARDIS.
Oh, dude, when we get to Jodie Whittaker's run, that's gonna be interesting.
Eventually, in a year or 2.
4 years from now. Did you say a year
I
or two?
probably like 3 cuz
3 or 4?
I was kind of looking ahead. So we were on Tom Baker for a year. 5, 6, 7, 8 will be another year.
Yeah.
Um
Probably a month or two in expanded universe stuff.
yeah. And then I don't know about new series. So it'll be a while. 2 years, I bet will get us to, like, Matt Smith slash Capaldi
Yeah,
is my
that's what I'm
guess.
thinking too. But then also you do have to remember Torchwood, and if we do Sarah Jane,
Oh, I didn't even what do you mean if? We are doing Sarah Jane. In class, we're not doing K9. K9's fanfic.
I still feel like we do K9's like the first episode of K9.
If we do one, we got to do it all though.
But no, because we're gonna do like only a couple episodes of Sarah Jane, Ben.
We're doing all of them. At least
You
I'm
get you a
doing
lot of
all of
solo
them.
pods.
Um,
You're gonna find out when you watch Sarah Jane's adventures that you can be like, oh, this is a kid show, and you're gonna dip.
I'm committed to the bit enough.
A kid show on this is not even this is not the BBC's budget. This is the children's BBC budget.
Hey, I will be first in line for the CBBS animated preschool show.
I still really hope it's Paul. That's how we get the Paul McGann spin-off show. Is that Paul McGann is the doctor for the little babies.
That would be something.
It would be hilarious. Just a little fuck you for the fans. So hey, you got your Paul McGann spin-off show.
Wow. Back to the end. How do you feel about we get two flashbacks? One as he's about to fall of a selection of villains.
The greatest
Slightly
hits.
is it the greatest hits?
Majority of the greatest hits. You got the
We
pirate planet
get
guy.
Peter Prattmaster, a Dalek, captain from
Planet of Pirates.
Pirate Planet.
Sorry, Pirate Planet. Yes.
A Cyberman, Davros, a Centauran, I think a Invasion of Time
Zygon.
Centauran
Yes,
that
Invasion
it
Time.
is. Zygon and the Black Guardian.
Yes.
You wouldn't want like a Sutek or
Magnus Grail.
yeah.
The Shadow.
I mean, we got the Black Guardian. I guess those are the big ones. I don't know. I feel like Sutek is missing, but maybe that's just in 2025. Sutek is more notable than it was back then.
Oh, also, there's probably not a time where he's like Doctor Die in that one.
Yeah, they need a
Just him just being like Die. He's just like you're gonna turn to dust, darkness.
yeah. But he flashes back to all the villains that wish him dead, and then he falls, and he's lying on the ground, and everybody surrounds him, and he's flashback to all his companions saying, "Doctor."
And then of course ends with Adric. And I always interpret that as him being like, Jesus Christ. Like there's a bit of Tom that Tom doesn't have to regenerate there. That the fourth doctor is like, I can stay, I can survive this. And then he hears Adric going, Doctor. He's like, fuck this. He regenerates into
No.
Peter Davison.
I don't know.
Would you want the last person's voice you hear is Adric's?
Uh, probably not. But I do really like this moment. Felt a little emotional, you know. The last things is all his friends, everything he went through, all the
Yeah.
travels he went on with all his friends and K9.
I do love his last line. It's the end, but the moment has been prepared for. Like that's just an iconic line, and it's a great line.
It's no a tear, Sarah Jane.
But see, that's my one thing is that I don't think it holds a
It's
candle
a
to
little
Third Doctor.
impersonal, just like no big deal.
But like I don't get teary eyed and emotional for this regeneration. Like Pertwee's one is just so emotional that like Sarah is like crying and like John is like failing giving that emotion back to her of just like a tear Sarah Jane. Like it's such a good fucking death. Where this one is just more just like he accepts it and just like, okay. And again, he's just clocked out. He's done. He's just like the moment has been prepared for. And then just regeneration.
So you like that final line?
I like it, but like like you said, it doesn't hold a candle to a Terra Sarah Jane. That one's just even though this is probably more of an iconic line, That one's just so much more of an emotional, devastating line for an end of a last line of a doctor. You know, what are you doing, bud?
I was just refreshing my memory as what the last lines for the first and second Doctor.
Well, for the first doctor, it's just it's cold. Ah, shit, I'm growing old.
And the
I gotta
second
go into
one
the
is,
TARDIS. Fuck you, Ben
"No,
Polly.
you
I'm
can't
leaving
do
you.
this to me."
And then for the doctor, for the second doctor, it's just no stop. Ah.
Yeah. Well, that's Logopolis.
We didn't talk about Logopolis at all, man. What did you think of Logopolis?
Oh, yeah, I guess we didn't. Sets aren't awesome, but the concept is cool enough where it doesn't matter. These
Yeah, it's a cool
monks
concept. I don't know
who
how much I love the execution of the
calculate
concept.
by intonation, holding the fabric of the universe together with pure mathematics. It's kind of
I,
cool.
I do love that moment where Tegan's like, "This is a sweatshop," and the guy's like, "You don't understand. This is our life. Like we live for this. Like you can't interfere. Like this is just how things go." And I do like that. Like sometimes where it's like maybe we are putting on something that's not there because it's an alien civilization and we just don't understand. It's not like ours. Like,
Yeah.
that's I think is a cool aspect of science fiction that I don't think is explored as much.
What do you think about special effects here?
Well, like the best special effect is probably the end bit. Also, another thing before we move on, Ben, we never talked about Tegan's aunt. What do you think about Tegan's aunt this episode, Ben?
Uh, R.I.P. She will be missed.
But like, I never understood that. Like the master's gun. I forget the name of it. I'm having a blank at the moment.
The tissue compression
Yeah,
eliminator,
the tissue compression eliminator. Like, I thought
or
that
the
doesn't kill them. I thought
TTE.
that just makes them a little small and go, "Ee, help me." But
Yeah,
this one, it's more like they die because they're a doll.
so I think it is a doll, but the prop is a doll, but I think it is supposed to just be a little guy, and a doll is cheaper than CSO, I guess. Um, so far it's only not killed someone once, I think, which is
Hmm.
in Terror of the Autons.
Yeah, the little guy in his like lunchbox.
But like it killed him. It was a doll in
Hmm.
Deadly Assassin. So I guess he can choose if it's fatal or not, lethal or not.
But same because like she seemed like a good person. She's driving her niece, or no, her niece is she's Tegan's the one that's doing the driving, right?
Yeah,
Or
she's
is
borrowing her car, I think.
yeah, but she's also in the car as well.
Yeah,
Well, I assume probably because she has to drive it back home.
yeah.
Which is why is Tegan driving then if she's gonna have to drive it home anyways? Because it's gonna be weird at the airport that Tegan's gonna have to get out of the car. She's gonna have to park the car and she's gonna have to go by the
Well,
other side and
if
like
I guess you weren't paying attention, her aunt isn't able to start the car, but Tegan has the magic touch. So she says,
ah
"Move over, I'm driving."
I forgot about that.
She's like revving the engine and it's not going. Tegan
Thank God you
touches it.
remember that. We would have got so many comments saying, "How did you forget this important scene in Logopolis?"
Mhm.
But I'm just happy we recovered it because I would have it would have been I would have kept me up at night to being like, God, we did an episode about Logopolis and we never talked about Tegan's aunt. Do you think she's ever gonna talk about her aunt throughout the rest of her tenure with the Doctor?
I mean,
We're gonna get a
it's
lot
not.
of Anthony Ainley's Doctor with the Fifth Doctor. She's gonna always have to bring up, "You killed my aunt, you bastard."
I don't know. It does give her some personal loss. I don't know if it'll ever be referenced in the future. What do you see in Snake's eyes there, Cam?
Calling for help on the
Uh,
codec. Like, help me.
what's the colonel say?
Fuck off.
Or
You're a big boy. Get on the get do what you need to do, Snake.
who's the guy in Solid One who's actually liquid, like master somebody?
Remember that I played that. I haven't
Fake
replayed it.
fan, fake fan.
It's been since
Metal
2015 since I last played
Gear
it, but
Master Miller.
yeah. I should
Who
have
the
fucking knew that one
real
because of Kaz
Master
Miller.
Miller is in Metal Gear 2 on the codec.
Is that Kaz or is that somebody else?
Kaz, yeah. Oh, does he come back? Is he in other
Hey,
games?
he's in Peace Walker in 5.
Oh, I was thinking he died, but like half the games are prequels. So
Yeah. That's what this Metal Gear Solid 5 is before.
yeah,
Metal Gear 2. Gotta get back to the playthrough, man.
special effects. What's the worst? I have three nominees.
What's your 3 nominees, man?
One, the dolls.
Yeah.
Two, the shrinking TARDIS, and three, Doctor crawling outside the radio tower. It's CSO. Behind him is a static background, which has a image of the master looking out the door, where it looks like a painting. I don't know. Doesn't look good.
I would say it's the dolls.
Yeah,
Yeah, personally.
most offensive.
Are you seeing the last one?
Uh, I mean, the last one is probably it might have been fine on a CRT.
Yeah.
Um, Probably the dolls. Any to nominate for the best? There isn't a lot of like special effects.
I would just say Logopolis as a whole, they didn't do a bad job of representing that alien planet. It's not one of those alien planets where you're like, oh my god,
It's not a quarry. It's been a
this
while
is so
since we
bad.
had a quarry.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of sets this season,
Yeah.
except Full Circle. Full Circle, they got a real forest.
Yeah. And there's they went they go to the forest and whatever
State
the
of
hell
Decay.
state of cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired, Ben.
Alrighty.
It's time to wrap it up. What to improve?
Yeah. What to improve?
I think this could have been a 5-potter. I think there's enough here that you could have expanded some of the stuff, as well as just give us more master. I like you can do part one of having him be in the background and being like the ha ha ha, I shrunk you. But once we get to
Mhm.
part two, I'm just like, all right, just give me the master already.
With a 28 episode order, what story would you reduce to a three-parter
Full
to make
circle.
this a five-parter?
Full circle probably could have been a good 3-potter. Possibly I probably said in that episode it should have been a 5-potter as well to expand more on
And that one wrapped
the
up real
lore.
quick too.
So yeah, probably like Cedar K probably could have been a good 3-potter. If you moved apart from that, it probably would have made the story better.
Leisure Hive maybe could be tightened up,
Yeah.
but yeah. Cliffhangers.
Yes, cliffhangers, Ben.
So, one, the doctor finds two doll-sized humans, including Tegan's aunt, and says the master is about as the watcher watches from a distance. And I guess he's getting arrested too. Two, the TARDIS is shrinking, and Adric protests the doctor's in there. Three, the Doctor and the Master shake hands, forming an uneasy alliance to save the universe. And I guess we could say four, the Doctor regenerates and does all the things that we just talked about. Sees flashes of his past friends and foes and merges with the Watcher. Excluding the regeneration, let's say, which is the best?
Probably, hmm, probably part three because it's so grand and so big.
I would agree. Because the Doctor and the Master having to work together is pretty big.
Yeah.
Shaking hands. Which I don't know. When was the last time that happened? Other than Terror of the Autons. Which we didn't really talk about how many I feel like there's a lot of parallels to Terror of the Autons here.
Yeah.
Especially in that last part. Climbing up on the satellite dish, sending out the beam, the radio waves,
Hmm.
Master and Doctor. Although I guess that one is the inverse, where they go up enemies and then they have to work together. This they're working together, and the Master betrays them.
Yeah.
So Cam, how would you rate Logopolis? The last. I'm gonna do that again. So Cam, for the last time, how would you rate
For the last time
Logopolis?
for the fourth Doctor.
Yes. So
Say
Cam,
that in full.
for the last time for the Fourth Doctor, How would you rate this episode?
Uh, I'm keeping with the tradition. It's very similar to a lot of other season 18 stories where it's a high 7, so I'm gonna go 7.9. It's solid.
I'm gonna go. I think this is like a 8.3 for an average rating of 8.1.
Wow, the first time in season 18 that we got a higher than an 8.
It's a pretty consistent. Let me If you give me 60 seconds, I'll calculate an average for us.
Right, 1, 2, no.
All right. So, average rating for this season, Cam, you were at a 7.71
Hmm.
and I was at a 7.86.
Wow,
Uh
so you thought it was
so
higher than
I
me.
like this a little bit more um for an average rating of 7.785,
Hmm.
which puts it worse than all the Hinchcliffe, but better than all the Graham Williams, which I think is accurate.
No, no, it's 1000% accurate. You say that, I'm like, yep, I understand why that it is where it is.
Uh, Also puts it above 8, 9, and 11.
Hmm.
And
It's like very consistent, good episode, good season of Doctor Who, man.
agreed. You were looking forward to this one quite a bit. Did it live up to your expectations?
Yeah, I think that in some ways, I wish it could have been better in some ways, but I think it's such a refreshing change from season 16 and 17. It's a step in the right direction,
Yeah.
and
After
I'm
three
excited to see what
seasons,
more we see of season 19 and 20 of the the early John Nathan Turner era.
mhm. Yeah, after 3 seasons of just like fives and sixes and sevens, it's season 18 has been a much, much needed breath of fresh air. And I am also looking forward to John Nathan Turner's continued run, in particular, The Fifth Doctor. I believe it's a different script editor, so it might not be exactly one to one, but
Two different
even
script editors for 19.
oh, okay. But yeah, even like the less well received episodes this season, we enjoyed Leisure Hive and Meglos. So I'm cautiously optimistic. And of course, now talking about the polls, for the last time, Doctor Who magazine does a poll. They've done it every decade or so since the 90s. Most recently in, oh, it looks like this one's pretty consistent. In 2023, 2014, and 2009, this was ranked number 12 out of 41. And in 1998, it was ranked 8, which puts it uh, right below Brain of Morbius and right above Stones of Blood. Do you think this makes sense for like, is it in the top quarter of stories approximately?
Go that far, but I understand why in fandom they like this in particular, just because it's Tom's regeneration story. It's big. It has a big scale to it.
Hmm.
So I understand why fandom might rate it higher, just because of there's a little bit of bias there, just because. Hey, it's Tom's last story, you know.
Yeah,
It's gonna get
absolutely.
some brownie points for that, and it is a good story. I mean, in terms of the 2014 poll, I'm looking at the magazine at the moment, trying to find it. Let's see if I can find it. Do 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 do. It's number 62. In between, Kinda is below it, and the Aztecs is above it. God, Day of the Ducks is very high on this list. It's number 65, in between Carnival of Monsters and Father's Day. So shocked by that. As someone who liked Day of the Daleks.
Well, I think that'll do it for this episode. I
I think it
mean,
will, Ben.
so next week, we're not going to go on to Castrovalva just yet. First, we're going to do a dive, just a teeny little bit of expanded media. We'll be talking about the BBC Past Doctor Adventures novel, Festival of Death. And the following week, we will be doing a full retrospective of the Fourth Doctor's era. We previously did one just about Philip Hinchcliffe. This will be about everything. So be sure to tune in for that. And then after that, we're going to be dipping into the very first spin off of Doctor Who, Canine and Company. And then, and only then, will we jump into Castrovalva. So check out all of those and stay tuned for Castrovalva. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Goodbye, everyone.